Welcome to day 18 of me riding through Europe. I've got a couple of big updates to give this morning, so I shall turn the camera around straight away so you can see where I'm going, and I'll chat away whilst you guys are looking at the views. So the first of those updates is on the Fneo drive. You'll recall in yesterday's episode I was having some problems. I lost 2 gears. I was down to just 1 gear on the Fneo drive. I got to the campsite yesterday and completely removed the front end of the boom. The Fneo drive and everything came off of there in an attempt to find out what was wrong. To be quite honest, I couldn't find anything was wrong with it. I mean, most of the Fneo drive is enclosed anyhow and is like non-user serviceable, i.e. you can't touch anything to do with the working parts. So I had a look at the few bits that I could look at, the cable, and there's a couple of springs that fit up against the bottom bracket there. Couldn't see anything wrong with any of that. Put it back together again, went for a short ride yesterday evening, and seems to be working fine. So I can only guess that something needed tightening up or adjusting, or I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But the long and the short of it is, if it lets me down again, then I shall probably remove it, and I'll buy a front chain ring somewhere with a couple of pedals at one of the cities or towns that I pass through, fit that on the front. But we'll see. Fingers crossed this will keep going now. As I say, I don't know what it was, but it seems to be fixed. So item number 2 on the agenda is my route. I don't know how much of the news you guys have been watching, but southern Germany, particularly the area around Constance and just north and west of there, has been inundated with even more rain than what I've been suffering. I spoke to some people yesterday who've just come down the Rhine from Constance, and apparently the whole of the lake area is flooded out. Many of the campsites are closed, and a quick look on booking.com showed me that the hotel prices are through the roof. So I can only imagine that that's completely correct. Everybody's being forced from under the canvas and into the hotels. So that inevitably led me yesterday to thinking about the tour in general. Where am I going? What am I doing? And having thought about it overnight, today I'm heading to a town called Mulhouse, and near Mulhouse is an airport. It's actually nearer to a town called Basel, but there are several flights there per day that go back to the UK, and I thought I would get to that airport and stand outside and wave at everybody who's going back to the UK. No, I'm not giving up. So I've booked myself into this hostel at Mulhouse for 2 nights, and that's going to give me tomorrow to sit down, do a bit of editing, but also to work out the next stage of this tour. I hadn't expected to have to work out the next stage until later next week in Constance, so I will update you with route plans in episode 19, I guess. It's quite warm today. The sunscreen went on before I left the campsite. As I said, I started off later, so it's beating down on me. But I think I'm only going to be riding for about 3.5, 4 hours tops today. That's including time to stop and film things and have a look around, sightseeing. So we won't be under the sun for too long. Right, that's enough yabber from me. I'll get back to you in a bit. Just been through Fessenheim and I've stopped here in the shade for a quick water break. And an opportunity to say thank you all for leaving all the wonderful comments that you do under my videos. They're all very positive and helpful, and full of encouragement. And as always, I read and reply to every single one of them. So once again, thanks very much. And please do keep the comments coming. They do mean the earth to me. It gives me encouragement to keep going every single day. There's not much to look at here, I'm afraid. It's that same view of the mountains that we've had all morning. Problems with mountains are they're so big that they take ages to get past, which means the view stays the same for quite a long time. But when the traffic's not going past, the countryside is still quite peaceful. Oh, there's another car coming. Alright, catch up in a bit. So I've been on this little back road for a while now. There's not too much traffic. But as always, you have to keep your wits about you. Looks like we're getting off of it. We're going straight across. That looks like a cycle path. Oh. Mind you, there's nothing to say no cars, isn't it? Oh, yes there is. Oh, that's nice. We're off the roads for a little bit. For the first time on this tour, I had a serious headwind. Quite strong it was. That certainly made the legs work a little bit harder. So we're almost on the outskirts of Mulhouse. Looks as though that's going to be on the road as well when I get into Mulhouse. But if I can get the camera out and show you anything, I will. Otherwise, I will see you at the hostel slash hotel. I'm not quite sure what this place is. All I know is it was inexpensive, so. But yes, we'll see when we get there. But just for a little while longer, we've got this nice cycle path. I think this might also be the Eurovelo 5. Keep seeing these little lizards on the path in front of me. I don't suppose the camera picks them up, but they're out basking in the sun getting some warmth when they run away when I come along. They're only little things, 3-4 inches long. Right, I'll catch you back in Mulhouse.